Hello, hello, Sir David the Bard, coming to you from Kangaroo City down here in Australia. And it's a beautiful day. Kangaroos are out playing, and school's about to get out here in the next 4 or 5 days. And then I will be moving to the mental institution. I have 2 teenage girls, and I don't think I'm going to make it, folks. I don't think I'm going to make it. Number 14, it's either me or her, if you know what I mean. Anyway, the subject here, I've got a link down below there that, and I hope you can understand. Most of you do. Most of you have fairly high intelligence that watch my program. I'm surprised. I'm surprised because you understand me speaking in principle, not in specifics. The Mormons love specifics. Oh, it wasn't 2 donuts. It was 1.3999. Don't see. I don't talk like that. I don't think like that. I want you to understand that there's a young girl from Tooele, Utah, that was killed in an automobile accident on her mission in Georgia, in the United States, and her companion was seriously hurt and went to the hospital. Now, there's nothing funny about that in a million years. You know that, and I know that. A family has lost a child, and the world has lost a good person. And I certainly am not aiming my comments at all at this poor family and this unfortunate girl. I am turning my anger and my frustration onto the Mormon cult that allowed that to happen. Now, here's what I can't get. I just can't get this, folks. The Mormon Church believes that the Lord calls these young people on a mission and tells the prophet where they should go. It's funny that Jesus takes most of the low grade children that didn't do well in high school, and they go to the United States. They learn English. They didn't learn English in high school. So, I'm not saying every person that's gone on the United States mission is stupid, but they are. My brother went there. My brother went to, Missouri or something. Anyway, here's what I don't understand. This cult says that Jesus speaks to the prophet. Now, I don't think anyone is speaking to Thomas Monson and L. John Perry or whatever his name is. He's dead. He died yesterday. I don't think that the Jesus wants to talk to those old men with dementia. Now, doesn't matter. Here's the principle. The church calls young people on missions, and they tell them where to go. I had that mixed up when I was a teenager. I told them where to go. I go, if you think the Bard is going to knock on doors and be laughed at and pissed on, and dogs chasing me, and I'm sleeping with a boy for 2 years, you're barking up the wrong Bard tree. Bard don't roll that way. So I told them where to go. So anyway, they tell all the young people in the church where to go. Now, we believe as a Mormon, they believe, not we, they believe as a Mormon, Jesus made that calling. And that person is inspired to tell this young person where to go. Now, if you go to Costa Rica or a third world country, and God, there's been a couple of them electrocuted down there, run over on bikes, whatever. Here's what I don't get. When a Mormon missionary is killed by whatever means, it's terrible if you read the list of how they're killed. Or they're beat up, assaulted, raped, robbed. The Mormon Church thinks everything has a purpose, and they're being tested. Well, I stood in the line, the non-testing line. I said, you know what? I don't want cancer. I don't want my weenie to fall off. I don't want to be shot at in a war. I just don't want to be tested. Just put me wherever you want. I don't care. But don't test me. Well, the Mormons think that every negative thing is a test, and that Satan is the instigator of every negative coincidence on the face of the earth. Now, here's where I start to have some problems. Missionaries are run over, they're killed, or whatever. Now, here's what the authorities in the church say, and then I'll tell you what the members of the church say. The authorities go, well, Sister Smith was a wonderful missionary. She had a lot to give to the world. She's always smiling, she's always happy, and we appreciated all the work that she did on her mission. But this happened about 6 months ago. We're not paying for her bodies to be sent home. Parents, come and get your dead body, kid. We got billions and billions that come in every damn day, but we're not flying an $800 young 22-year-old girl out of here that was working for us. We don't even know her last name now because we might get sued. Our hearts go out to the family. Not our income, not our monies, no restitution, no help with funeral costs, nothing. They leave the family and the kid hanging. Now, the cult has trained and brainwashed the members into saying this: Becky was a wonderful kangaroo. She jumped better than the other kids. We've known ever since she was born. She jumped very, very early in life and smiled all the time. Here's what the members are taught to say. God wanted her, so he took her. Now, here's where the bard can't, I just almost choke. If that's true, and Jesus called her on a mission, he should have called her on a death mission. You should get a mission paper that said, you're supposed to go to Georgia and die, but we're just going to slit your throat here. Why would Jesus call her on a mission to Georgia and whatever, 6 months later go, I'd like you to come here and teach the people? Does that make sense to anybody? It does the Mormons. She's in a better place. Now, I've been in Georgia, okay, and I know my fans will protest when fans. I have one fan right there, and it's blowing air on me. That's the only fan I have. I've been in Georgia. She is in a better place. Wherever the girl went, she is in a better place than Georgia. Now, no matter what, the Mormons have reasons that people die. They can't be proved. Their suppositions, their anxiety, their embarrassment, their every human emotion mixed in a salad bowl. But I can't understand why Jesus would call Becky on a mission to go to Georgia and then have a guy run into him head on in a truck. She was wearing her garments, I think. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she wasn't wearing her garments, and Jesus punished her. The Mormons can buy that. They love punishment stories, even if they're not true. What if she was lesbian, and her roommate were getting it on now and then? No one knew, but Jesus knew. And she yelled, "Jesus, take the wheel," and he did, head on right into another car. What if she was masturbating? See, that's the way I was trained in the Mormon church. When I hear the word masturbating, it's the sin next to death. Now, here's maybe what Becky was doing. She was masturbating and driving and didn't have her garments on, and that really pissed Jesus off. And he goes, I'm not going to send her to a better place. I'm just going to kill her. No one knows if she went to a better place. No one knows. Life is a crap table. You throw the dice. Sometimes good things happen. Sometimes bad things happen. life is random. Now, I get upset when these young people are brainwashed to go out and prop this cult up with money and tithe payers, and they're dead, or they're crippled, or this one girl that was with the Georgia accident, who knows how serious her injuries are. She could be paralyzed, she could be blind, she could have a terrible scar that no one is going to look at her or want to be around her. She may not be able to speak. Is that worth building a cult? Yeah, it's not to me. It's a rhetorical question I get. It's not to me. So anyway, if I get cut short here, that's okay, because I lost the video yesterday. I'll redo it here in an hour or so. Nice thing about being bipolar is we don't have a memory. We actually relive. So I'll just put it on again. So anyway, take my word for it that Becky may be in a better place, because I've been in Georgia, but hell, she might be in a worse place. We don't know. We don't know what she was doing when she was driving that car, and it pissed Jesus off. He didn't protect her, did he? Garments, on a mission, morally clean, preaching the gospel. Didn't mean shit to your Jesus, did it? He just killed her. Let her be killed. He could have avoided that. Oh, but she was tested. She was being tested. He didn't want to step in. You know, his ways are not our ways. Thank God. I like our ways better. You can take his ways. I don't care. I'll take my own ways. I'll pay for my own sins. I don't need a Savior. And I don't need somebody paying for anything that I've done wrong. The best thing that I try to do is don't do things that are wrong. And you don't need a Savior, do you? You always say, oh, there's only one perfect person on the earth. Well, you know, he didn't tell his parents, you know, when he left the temple and they were worried. So, you know, tell me all the stories you want. There's only one perfect person, the bard. The bard. I don't need Jesus. I don't want Jesus. And I don't want an atonement. Just when I die, I die. And I hope I'm as happy there as I am here. This is a living hell. But I've tried to make the best of it. I've tried to make the best of it. I wore the black shirt, sir, girl. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You could be killed. You could. Jesus will see that crap. Master, ow! See, I can't even start the word. Master, I'm still partially Mormon, I guess. So anyway. To send those young people into those dangerous situations. Bye, honey. One was eaten by a tiger, I remember last year. A couple of them, you know, are in car accidents. They get run over on bicycles. One of them got electrocuted. A couple of girls down in Argentina got raped. And, you know, those are the only missionaries that come home with a smile on their face. Now that's terrible. I shouldn't have said that. I take it back. I take it back. Anyway, this is a cult. It's a dangerous cult. It splits families up. It steals your money and gives you no accounting and tells you you don't need accounting of money. And men run it. Women are the slaves to the Mormon cult. Been there, done that, seen it. My experience with missionaries has been, you know, my brother went on a mission and they had a LDS car for the mission. Well, he and his companion got a couple of girlfriends, went to the drive-in in the car. He didn't get killed. He should have been killed years ago. If there really was a Jesus, there's my testimony. He would have been dead. Life's a crapshoot. He's still around. My friend Larry Young, out there in California, he was on a mission in Nova Scotia. I was only 17. I thought, hell, I'm going to go visit him. Now I'm probably 18. So I got in the car. I drove fucking Nova Scotia. I knock on the door. The police told me where they lived. And he opens the door in his garments early in the morning. And this place is a living hell that he's living in. No food, no electricity, crapping outside. And I said, how you doing? And he said, well, you can see, can't you? He said, letters can't hide this. I see that. I go, I know. Good, you're a returned missionary. I'm a returned human being. My ass is out of here. So we visited for a few hours, and goddamn, I knew I'd made the right decision there, that I'm not going on any mission and trying to convert anybody to a cult that wants only their money. So, I want all of you to have health and enable, marrow in the bone, strength in the loins and sinews, power to priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity, through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. I'm starting now. I'm starting now. When someone says to me, how you doing? I say, health and enable. You don't need the rest of it. They just start to flip over onto the ground and flop like a fish. How does he know that? Well, life is a chance now, ain't it? So anyway, back in the 90s there, they wanted to slit my throat in the Mormon church. They wanted to tear my heart out. They wanted to cut my stomach open. And I've been in the true order of prayer of pay me, lay me, and ail me, but now they've changed the words to, oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times, the true order of prayer. And God doesn't protect his missionaries. Never has, never will. They die basically at the same rate as the rest of the population. Garments, Jay Willard Marriott, who owns the Marriott hotel chain, he's got wonderful porn in his hotels. He knows. Jay Willard knows porn. He was on his boat and he caught on fire. There's nothing worse, I guess, than catching on fire in a boat, but at least you know where to go to put the fire out. Just jump over. Anyway, he was burned everywhere except where his garments are, and garments can stop bullets, they can stop fires. But God, they can't stop little Becky from going through the windshield and being dead. Can they? I'm sorry to the family. They were doing what they thought was right. She was doing what she thought was right. And now, there's no grandchildren. Now, there's no wedding. Now, there's no future. And her talents and abilities and personality, they're gone. 50, 60 years, there'll be a gravestone in a graveyard somewhere, and that was Becky's life. This bard is now gone.